Alrighty, so I have bought the cosmetics and everything for the character. I have even True Awakened her, which I think this might be one of the first characters that I'm like really recommending you True Awaken if you have the opportunity to do so. Like Arthur, I like having True Awaken on as well, just because he's a good tank character and everything, but this character is kind of meant to take like the full extent of the enemy team for the first turn, and if you're going to be going second and everything with this team, which the CC on the unknown team is so poor that, you know, Nanashi in the back, old character and everything, like it's going to be pretty tough to go first with this if you're going up against other people who are like on par with your account and everything. So I probably would recommend getting True Awaken for her if possible. I got a comment today on the sort of stream showcases that we did. I'll be honest, the stream showcases weren't fantastic just because like brand new character, there's so much going on with this passive, but he has written me a comment here. I'll put it up on the screen. I guess I can put it over here. Maybe we shrink this a little bit so you can see the passive as we read it as well. But it is from Rikuro Kaze, so I appreciate the comment. He says, to give you the rundown, turn 1, she applies Hallucination, which only effect is to set up Mind Break. So it's not crazy. Like, you're just basically applying the Hallucination with the passive. One character gets Enhanced Hallucination. Mind Break lowers attack-related stats and then is removed either, or when removed, either stuns or attack seals based off of its Enhanced. So if it's an Enhanced Mind Break, it does more than obviously if it doesn't have Mind Break. I just messed up. Okay, now I gotta find it again. Okay, and then he says, her first card, which is the crit damage card, scales off of hallucinations and removes them. Her second card scales off of mind breaks and enemies killed and removes them, and it is the Pierce card. Her second card also has a secondary effect where every enemy she hits gives her a stack of After Image, maxes at 3, which gives her crit defense, and at max stacks, she taunts back up with her shield. So that was something that I didn't realize. I thought you were going to have to do the full combo over again, like use the first card into the second card to be able to reapply the shield. Turns out if you just have the second card, which is the Pierce one with like the dog who like clamps or whatever, that card alone will just reapply the shield if you're attacking 3 enemies because it maxes out her stacks. Think of her kind of like a reverse Arthur. By that, I mean turn 1, she's DPS, while turn 2, she's focused on tanking / support, especially if less enemies on the field, so her purpose in the team switches depending on what cards she has access to at the moment as she builds up her ult passive of basic stats. And then side note, I think she would be interesting on a team with Ainz, or Shoutir, and I think that is also pretty interesting, so I'll probably try that out at some point. That is one thing, like, kind of big to note, is that on the ultimate right here, I think it's this right here, every time one hallucination or enhanced hallucination, which is the first debuff that gets applied, is removed from the enemy while the hero is participating in battle, the hero's basic stats increase by 5% up to 50%. So every time that we use this card against 3 enemies, we're basically getting 15% basic stats, which is kind of a big deal. That is one of the reasons why it might be better to go first with her. Sorry for the long-winded explanation. I'm sure I've got chapters on this video and everything, so you can completely skip that if you need to. I'm going to take this video to just try to get a little bit more practice in, try to maybe get a better feel for the character and just test her out with costumes, of course. Let's throw Gowther on. One thing that somebody else told me to do is with Gowther, because this team setup doesn't really apply debuffs, use green Sariel as my link, so that way whenever I use his like rank up for the first turn, it'll put a debuff on the enemy. That way melee won't cleanse off the good debuffs, and then I'm still set for turn 2, or well, my turn 2, I guess. So let me swap the link on her to, I guess, just Margaret should be fine, hopefully. I still want to keep the Tarmiel link on her. That might be an issue. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we're at 235. I'm at 76k CC with True Awakening. I'm minus 2 ult level, so I'm not 6'6", I'm 4'6", but 76k CC is pretty impressive, I have to say. And if you're running UR Gowther, he has good CC as well, and Vitoria is at like 68k, I think, but obviously we're in ungeared, so not all of that is translating over. But the team has okay CC, but if we can get... Yeah, people in the chat last night were saying, like, if they could LR Nanashi, which I think is a very interesting idea. LRing Nanashi would actually be great, in my opinion. One issue running up against Mellies, though, which luckily he's ranking up, so that's not a huge issue. If they triple attack and give Melly at least one stack on his turn 1, then he's immediately going to full cleanse himself turn 2, which means that he's going to get his full maxed passive, and then he's going to be able to all creation single target your Sabunak, which is pretty easy counterplay, unfortunately. Would be nice if he didn't have a way to just immediately overrun you, and considering that he's on the Sins team, which is probably the highest CC team in the game right now, if you're going up against Sabunak, you're probably going to want to just like attack with Gother, attack with Escanor, and then throw the AoE out with Melly or something like that. That way you can just keep his debuffs and everything, or like cleanse off all the debuffs you'll already have one stack on, and then you'll be all creationed up, ready to go turn 2. So we are sealing, I think this is AoEs? Yeah, it must be AoEs, I guess, because he's using a single target on me, so that's not too crazy. Gave himself all creation. Luckily, he used that AoE card turn 1. I'm kind of surprised we're tanking that too. I think the True Awaken... Oh my god! The True Awaken saved me 100% there. Like, there's no way I would have survived with that sliver of HP otherwise. I'm gonna risk it just for the fun of it, and I'm gonna go for a big level 3 AoE here. Probably not the smartest call, let's be honest. Plus, I'm type disadvantage against Escanor, but Vittoria hits really hard. Melly has no stacks of his passive, is enough to kill, so that's great. That felt good. I don't know, such a bizarre character. I really like the idea behind it. I just need to get more practice in and everything. I'm learning. It's a learning process. This is the character has 14 pages of text that I have to read just to understand what she does, and applying that in game is a whole different feat. All right, another Escanor team. He's going first, of course. Okay, 249's not as good as the guy we just went up against. Depends on his turn 1, of course. So he's running Mon Speed Commandment, so I won't gain ultimate move gauge from using skills, which not a big issue, I don't think. He is upgrading, which means that I don't have to worry about Melly being a huge nuisance, I don't think. That is a feels bad, man. I think me having 230k CC with this team and running evasion food is kind of a decent factor, because I think people are assuming I am on like a different kind of food. Like, I don't think that they realize I'm on evasion food, so that might be, I don't know if that's for sure the reason why they're just attacking straight into it and not baiting, but obviously if you have lower CC than me, which very likely, not that I'm not trying to brag on myself or anything, of course, I'm just saying, like, you know, I've been playing for a long time. I know that there's a lot of like free-to-play or like, you know, lower box CC players as well. You might not, I don't know, they might bait more against you. I have no idea. I guess it just depends, because I mean, if you're in a lower bracket and they're, you know, I don't know what the CC and stuff is for lower brackets at this point, because it's probably very widely ranged if I had to guess. So okay, Melly's gonna gain some stacks here. Ooh, another AoE. He doesn't have all creation yet. That is giving him his other 2 stacks. Triple AoE, are you kidding me? Dude, we tanked that whole... That last one was all creation, which... I'm pretty sure he was disabled for that card, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Sabunak combo again, so I'm just going to use it, because why not? Luckily, we actually did really good damage on that first turn, and we were able to kill off the Gother, who had his Tarmio link on. So we definitely had that going for us. We're going to apply the debuff and everything on everybody. I think this will kill these 2. Ooh, whole team. Okay. That felt a lot better, I have to say. Sometimes I feel like her damage can be a little hit or miss. Like, sometimes it does a lot, and I'm like, okay, hell yeah. Like, good setup turn 1, and then sometimes it doesn't do a whole lot. And I'm like, okay, well, Vittoria's here for a reason kind of thing. So I don't know. Sometimes she feels like a DPS, sometimes she doesn't. Obviously, you're going to have to do the full like double card combo to really get the best results. But, I mean, for most of the time, turn 1, you should be able to have that regardless. So, the varying results that I'm getting are a little odd. All right, what do we got? Okay, same thing. I mean, this is going to be pretty much the normal scenario, I think, for like the most part. Okay, we get... The fact that he has lower CC than me actually kind of scares me. This is going to put a debuff on. But he's actually going to cleanse the green Sariel off instead. I hate to waste this if it is evasion food, but I guess I'm just going to shoot for it. I would imagine if you're running the UR Sins team, though, this is probably a bot with just lower CC because there's no food on. Yeah, okay. Because I was like, you know, if you're running the Sins team, you're running CC food. Like, there's really not a whole lot of scenarios where you can get away with going second with the Sins team, really. Like, the human team, Percival can make you go second a little bit more comfortably and everything, but with the Sins team, it's a little bit more strict, I think. So you kind of need to go first, because if you go second, you know, your Escanor's not going to be able to set up nearly as well, which he does have decent lifesteal, but here's this. Okay. Alright, and that's it. I do like the fact that she has like such good control. We can even get some extra basic stats here into just Victoria wipe, because, I mean, realistically, they're not going to... I mean, maybe they even die to this. I don't know. Boom. Okay, they don't die to that. She didn't do great damage there. She's disabled, so, I mean, fair. And then, okay, yeah, Victoria does wipe. Okay. I'm still getting used to it, of course, like I said. I think we're going to maybe call this here, because I don't want to push like all the way into champ or anything just yet. I'm still wanting to try out like a couple of different teams and everything in ungeared. Plus, her matches just last a little bit longer because she's a go second kind of character and everything. I don't know. We'll do one more because we've only done three matches, and I think it took me like 3 minutes or so to explain the whole situation here. Because there's not 3 characters on the field at this point, it's better for us to not use Sabunak cards here, actually. So, yeah, let's do one more. Okay, we're going second against an Escanor. Pretty fair. I'm seeing no variance in teams today. Last night when we did the stream, I went up against several unknown teams. Some of them not even using Sabunak, which I thought was bizarre. Like, it was just like regular old, like, Albedo unknown teams. And thought that was a bit odd. And then we even got, like, I think a human team or 2 as well, which we did, like 13 or 14 matches or something like that. Okay, he did bait turn 1. This might be bad. Escanor? Okay, so he's getting his card turn 1, or his passive turn 1, which is really bad for us. That means that he is going to full cleanse. He did use his single target to gain the stack, though. So, I think we still go for the passive here. We actually merge that, which is kind of nice, because maybe we'll get some decent card draw here. This is a good test, because he's going to full cleanse, because we do have a lot of debuffs on and everything. So, that was pretty good damage. Level 2 Dark Moon. Let's see it. Ooh, if that would have killed Gother, that would have been really good, because that means the melee would not have full cleansed. Now he does have all creation, and he does have several cards in hand. I do have Nanashi buffs on. We have 15% additional basic stats because of the passive. But that plus Escanor is probably going to be tough. So, burning a little bit of HP. Didn't really do much damage at all. AoE, okay. Oof. Kills off Gother. Not a big loss, I don't think. Another AoE. That probably kills Victoria. It does not. Okay. That's really good. Okay, sick. So in this scenario, I think I've won. I'm not 100% sure on that. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, because it's part of the passive, right? So we put on... It does not. It actually does matter. Okay. So because the delusion is on the first skill, and I'm not actually getting the delusion damage off, it does not apply the Mind Break. That is good to know. So if I am still disabled from turn 1, because I'm double attacking into a Tarmiel Link, that is very interesting. Okay. I think we're losing our... I think we were going to be losing our skill disable there. Him not going for... Well... Ooh, very close. Full ultimate move gauge? Yikes. Okay, I think we're chilling. I could be wrong. Let's see it. Decreases crit defense. Good damage. And we did top deck a level 2 as well, so that's also good. Oh, he has the Tarmiel Link. Ooh. Ah, Vittoria's too good. Vittoria's too good. Alright, well... I'm gonna give him the win. I don't care. I'm gonna forfeit just so that way I'm not pushing too close to Champ 1. Okay. I'm getting a better idea of it. The only thing that I maybe need a little bit more time with is during the stream that we did last night, there was a scenario where I applied the debuff with Sabunak. The first, like, I applied Mind's Break by using her first skill, and then I attacked with, I think it was Gother's second, or like after she attacked, and it actually procced the Mind Break passive. Like, it actually, like, removed it, and then applied the attack seal, or the stun, or whatever it is, depending on if it was enhanced or not. I think it was an attack seal at the time. But that is kind of interesting. I guess that's something I'm going to have to be a little bit weary about. Which, I mean, I guess it's kind of a good thing. Like, as long as you know that it can happen, you can kind of play into that. So you could attack with the first card of Sabunak, put Mind's Break on, and then single target with Gother onto, like, the enhanced Mind Break, maybe, and stun that character without using her second skill. But then again, I feel like if you're going to do that, like, you might as well use the second skill so you can get your shield for the turn. But I don't know. I guess it just depends on the scenario and everything. But either way, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any other interesting tips or tricks for the character, let me know. I'm going to try them out. Trying to get used to the character, of course, is this one is just so interesting. Like, such a crazy, crazy complicated character. I mean, I know that a lot of the characters in the past have been kind of complicated, but for the most part, it kind of just happens on its own. This is a character you kind of have to take initiative to really, like, get max usage out of. So, interesting to see that. But either way, we're going to test her out with UR gear and everything in Geared next, because I have not tried her in Geared PvP and want to see if that makes a huge difference or not. So, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.